Hi guys, Creative Lori here. I have my Financial Friday, which is now Tuesday. So I'm sorry I was not able to do it last Friday. I got caught up in work all weekend from Friday on, and then my dad was here visiting. As you may all know, he's out of state. So he helped me with my staging that I had to do, which was wonderful. And if you're new to my channel, I am a home stager. My name is Lori, and I hope you enjoy the videos that I'm doing. So a lot of times I'm doing a new series of Financial Friday, but a lot of times I do eat on the road, and I don't like to eat out. It's very rare if I pick up something. So I want to show you what I make for the road and for home and breakfast and all of that good stuff. So my dad was here over the weekend. We grilled, we baked, and we crock potted, if that's even a word. We did stuff in a crock pot. So what we have left is some of this. It's a really heavy container of yellow beans, and that's all that's in there. I season them as I go, and all I do is put like some, normal spices like paprika, garlic powder, Himalayan salt, and that's pretty much it. But I have that to work as a base, and I had one eggplant left, and so I just sliced it up and I put it in my little container here, which I sprayed with canola oil. This is actually my tenant's, so I need to buy him a new one. I've been using it. But normally I get from the Dollar Tree or 99-cent store the coconut oil spray or the olive oil spray. So with all of this, this is basically going to be all my meals made for the week. Actually, probably a whole 7 days. So not just from Tuesday to Friday or Sunday. It's going to be Tuesday to Tuesday. And I don't really feel like going to the store right now, so I'm going to make use of what I have for my base of my meals. And I'll show you what I take on the road when I'm staging. I don't have my eggs out, but I will show you that. I'm going to be using eggs too. So all I did was I took my little bake pan here, and I first sprayed it, then I layered it with, I cut them thin slices of, I cut the eggplant in thin slices to layer the bottom, and then I put on top was some of this pepper stir fry, because I was out of bell peppers, I was out of onion. I can't believe it. I was out of everything. So I used about a third of the package, and I just put that on top. I used about, oh, that's my oven. It's ready. I used about 1.5 clove of garlic, and I sprinkled that on top, as you can see. And then I also put all the spices like ground pepper, garlic powder, even though I'm putting fresh garlic, I still like it, ground ginger, and a ton of paprika. And I drizzled it with olive oil, extra virgin olive oil on top. And then when it's just about done, I'm going to put it in the oven for under 375 for, covered, by the way, with foil for about 20 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes, just depending on how, it all works out, I'll put some shredded mozzarella, which I also get from the 99-cent store for $1.99 a package, but you can also get it at Walmart for that price, I believe. Target has it for maybe 20 cents more, but it's still a good price. So I'm going to get this in the oven, guys. Oh, one more thing. I added some like wrinkly grape tomatoes. Now, just because they're wrinkly doesn't mean they're bad. I mean, this is a really wrinkled one. I don't know if you can tell, but they're still very good. There's no mold on them. I just washed them, and they're great for stewing or your crock pot or baking, like in this case. And then I put the spices on top of that. So I used about maybe half of what I had. So I'll use the rest for eggs in the morning. So I'm just going to cover this. I'm going to put it in my oven for about 20 minutes, and then I'll add the mozzarella, and I'll show you that. All right, so let me just talk about the other things that I'll be making. I made some fresh marinara when my friend came over, and I just have a little bit left. So I'll be mixing that with a little olive oil in my penne pasta, which I got from Target, and it's the wheat pasta. I don't really like pasta in general, but wheat pasta is better than regular pasta, and that's usually what I buy. And so I'll be using about a third of the package for that, and doing like a little side salad, which I'll probably make of, it can be cucumbers and beets and onion. So I do have beets. I finished my cucumbers last night, so I will have to go to the store at some point to get some, fresh produce. But that'll be one meal, either for lunch or for dinner. And then to the other third of the package, I'll be putting 1/2, or not even a half, maybe like a third of this coconut milk, which I absolutely love. Some green curry that I get off Amazon, but you can get it at any store. I like the paste. You can get curry anywhere. Safeway, Kroger's, Raley's, Bel Air, all online stores, Trader Joe's, probably Aldi, and it's probably cheaper at all the stores I mentioned because I found it to be a little pricey online, but I just needed it. So I'll use a third of the package, some green curry, a third of my coconut milk, which I also got at the 99-cent store, and then these beans, which are pintos, lentils, split peas, and black beans. I'll put that in the crock pot, and then once they're cooked, I'll season them. I'll add the coconut milk, and I'll do the pasta and then add the curry also. We'll put it into a great big pot, and that'll be a delicious dinner and or lunch, probably a dinner that's really hearty with the beans and everything. And then for a snack in between, I'll be using half this package of garbanzo beans, probably 3 large cloves of garlic, which I got both of these at the 99-cent store, and then the rest of my cilantro to blend in there along with oil to make my homemade hummus. And then the other half I can make for beans next week because I actually like garbanzos by themselves. They're really delicious. So that's going to be a really healthy snack. And I can make sandwiches out of the hummus if I have bread, which I do believe I have some in the freezer. So I can make hummus sandwiches out of that also, which is great on the road. I package them in wax paper and then plastic bag them. I just feel like they taste better with the wax paper around it. And sometimes I don't have plastic bags. So another snack that I'll be using, this is from the 99-cent store. I've already used half the package of these jalapenos. I'll be cutting them in halves, deveining them, and taking the seeds out. They'll be like a spicy version of a bell pepper. And then I take some cottage cheese, also from the 99-cent store, and I put it in the halves of the jalapenos, and then I put pepper on top, cracked pepper. And I put those in a Tupperware, and that is my snack along with the hummus for when I'm on the road, because I do get hungry. A lot of these places do have microwaves if I want to heat up something when I'm staging. And a lot of times they have refrigerators. But if they don't, I always bring my ice chest. So I always have a healthy snack of hummus and or jalapeno poppers or fruit or cut veggies. When my dad was here, we made these yellow beans. So I'll probably be eating those for breakfast, which I did this morning. He took the other portion. We had it for dinner. It was a beautiful dinner. We had it for breakfast with toast and eggs. So I'll be making this with some toast and 1 or 2 eggs in the morning. And I do have a fresh pack of eggs or cageless eggs, free range from Target for $2.99. And then I'll probably be adding the rest of these tomatoes to my eggs, and probably a little bit of the stir-fried peppers. Now, for my last meal or lunch, because this is actually a lot of food when you think about it, I'll be using the last third of my penne pasta with a stir fry of garlic and bell peppers and onion from this, and fresh garlic, of course. And I'll just be eating that maybe with, I could add some coconut milk and curry, just depending. I really love that. It's a really great taste and super healthy for you. So really all of this, and you'll see how the eggplant turns out. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so delicious. I can't even tell you. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. And that does save me a lot of money, but it also is good for my health. What they pump these poor innocent animals with, antibiotics, and what they're eating, the corn, they're not meant to eat corn. And so they get sick, they get bloated stomachs from the corn, fermenting in their stomachs. It's awful. So I don't want to get too much into it, because if you're not into animal welfare, you wouldn't appreciate it. But I am, and so it's really important to me, and I've been vegetarian for many, many years. But I do eat cheese and eggs, so that's why I'm vegetarian. And probably once a month I'll eat some fish. So technically I am a pescatarian. And no, that's not a religion, in case a lot of people have asked that. So it just comes from the Latin word of, pescar, fish. So I'll be eating pasta, but you can certainly substitute this with brown rice, which I normally do. But I had the homemade marinara, and it's so good that I did not want to waste a single drop of it. So I did get pasta. But these are all my lunches, all my dinners, all my snacks, minus the fruit. And I do have fruit, which I'll show you. My breakfast is also, because the beans and this will be part of my breakfast, and then the eggs, which I'll show you. And then this is part of my fruit that's left, which I will definitely have to go to the 99-cent store and buy 1 to 2 more fruits. But I actually have strawberries in the fridge, and I'll show you that. All right, so here are my eggs. They're just large brown eggs, or cage-free. They're not free range, unfortunately, but cage-free is definitely better than regular. $2.99, guys. That's not much more than regular eggs. So this will be my breakfast all here. I did find some more of my strawberries in here. So I've got my strawberries already packaged up. And here's a mozzarella cheese that I'll be putting on top of my delicious eggplant. I can't wait to eat it. It smells amazing already. And then, if I'm still feeling hungry and want a snack, I have this Greek honey yogurt, vanilla. It's a good probiotic. This whole thing, guys, which is, 48 ounces. It's huge. Yeah, it's so good. It's just a dessert to me, honestly. I don't like ice cream, but I do like Greek yogurt, and this was $1.97 for that big of a container. And yes, they do sell it at like grocery outlet or on sale. You just have to watch the sales. Do not buy anything if it's not on sale. That's the whole point of saving money. I mean, I'll tally up all of this to show you, and if I feel like I want a fruit shake in the morning, I can add my yogurt and some of my frozen berries, but I won't add that into this meal or this week's meals, because I don't really feel like having fruit shakes yet. It's not hot enough. I really like them in this hot spring and summer, and it's not quite there yet, so I'm going to save that. But I love that as a snack. It's so decadent. It almost reminds me of homemade ice cream. Oh, it's so good, you guys. So, so good. Love the consistency. But I'm going to tally all of this up for all of my meals and my snacks. And I'm not going to add in the oil or spices, because I feel like that's something you should already have. But if you don't have a 99-cent store near you, you can buy obviously these things at Walmart and the Dollar Tree, and then the cheaper, stores like Grocery Outlet or Food Max, Food Mart. Aldi, Trader Joe's, they have really great deals. Target, Walmart, I think, carries this brand too. Kroger does also. And Target, you got to look at their deals. Their brand is actually a really good deal. So they're the same as the 99-cent store. So let me do a tally up and I will come back. All right, guys, I'm going to start putting away some of my food because I don't want it to go bad. But the eggplant needs to go in a little longer. I think another 20 minutes. I totally miscalculated. So 40 minutes and then the last 5 minutes, the cheese. So I'm going to put away all the stuff that needs to be refrigerated and then I'll come back with the cost. All right, guys, so I've got my tomatoes, the other portion of my tomatoes in here with some olive oil. And I'm just stirring them up. I hope you can hear me over the sizzle and the popping of the oil. Ooh, I gotta turn the heat down. But you want to do it like on a medium heat, just to really saute, so you'll stop seeing that popping, which I hate because then I gotta clean it, which now it's all over my oven. That's okay. Then I have my pasta going, a third of the package. And then I'll show you how the eggplant works. Alright, so I added the other third of the stir fry, which is bell peppers and onions. Sorry guys, you have to excuse my stove. I'm cooking like this, it gets a little messy sometimes. But, so that's like softening up nicely with the tomatoes and the olive oil. And I'm going to add some of the Himalayan salt. But this is what my concoction for the other portion of my pasta will look like, but it'll have curry and coconut milk. Alright guys, so I got a little hungry while I was cooking. So I'm going to have one of my snacks of my jalapenos that I deveined. As you can see, all the seeds and top is there, the veins. And then I did put my, forgetting so close, cottage cheese in it with some cracked pepper and paprika. And it's really great. So good. Alright. Excuse me for talking my mouth full. Anyways, it's about ready to put my eggs in with the bell peppers. Okay guys, so all the eggs are in, and if you're thinking they look weird, it's because I put a ton of paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, olive oil of course, and some turmeric. And the turmeric will make it, turmeric is delicious in eggs by the way. So let me stir this up a bit. Alright guys, so I pulled the eggplant out of the oven. It was actually took a little longer than I thought from what I remembered. So it took, let's see, 20, 40, about 55 minutes just to get good and tender where I want it to caramelize. And then now I'm going to put the mozzarella in for the last 5 minutes. And I probably won't even use all the cheese that I had said. But I wanted to calculate that in there in case if I want it on my eggs perhaps or my pasta, probably will have on my pasta. So let me finish getting this on there and I'm just going to put it back in for not even 5 minutes. But I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. And as you can see, I still have like a lot of cheese left. That'll be perfect for the pasta. Those are my eggs for the week, and I'll show you how I eat that because I am going to have some right now. Alright guys, here it is. So it's really hot. I should have got a bigger plate because the beans are like spilling over, but so it's just the beans. I'm not going to have a piece of bread or a tortilla with this, but I will figure that portion in for the week, plus if I decide to have a hummus sandwich. And I will calculate that in. So I just want to eat a little bit and I'll come back with the rest of the dishes. Oh my gosh, so good. Alright guys, I didn't even finish my breakfast or brunch, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably finish it a little later, getting cool. And yes, I ate it with a spoon. I find it easier with beans. So let me show you what I have left. So I have all those eggs left. I kind of had it on too high of a temperature, as you can see from the crusting on the outside, but they're so good, guys. And why I find that those keep better if you're going to meal plan is they don't get rubbery throughout the week, like maybe a soft boiled egg sometimes, or an egg over easy. So that's why I will scramble them to keep them that way if I'm meal prepping. The other thing is, like I said, I am not a pasta person, but I wasn't about to waste this sauce that I made, this marinara sauce that I really loved, that I made from scratch, and I served it with goat cheese, and then you bake it, and then you just dip some crostinis in it, and I made crostinis. It was delicious, but I don't want to waste the sauce. It has a very good taste to it, lots of tomatoes in here, and I did put some mozzarella on top. So that'll be probably three lunches or dinners, and then I'll probably have the eggplant on the side. And here's the eggplant dish with the melted mozzarella. Oh, it's so good, you guys. You probably can't hear it sizzling, but all the edges get really nicely caramelized, and the bottom, because I drizzle it with oil and spray it. So I will be serving this alongside of my pasta, and I'll probably get a head of romaine and some onions, and I will calculate that also into the cost, and maybe some cucumber, because I just like sometimes simple salads like that, three items. So let me go calculate, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, let me give you a breakdown here. I broke it down by breakfast. I added in the 2 slices of bread. So breakfasts come to $3.01. Snacks come to $1.50. My hummus that I'll make will come to 80 cents, and it makes a ton of it, like 2 large mason jars worth. And I'll probably give a jar to my dad. Then my lunches and dinners come to $5.11, and then my fruit and yogurt come to $2.50. So it totaled $12.92, but then I forgot to add in the curry, which was 50 cents. So $13.48 for all my meals, all 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches and dinners, and snacks and fruit. So I think that's pretty good, guys. You just got to really look at what you're eating. Eat at home, prep it at home. That's how I save a ton of money, which let me calculate how much I do save. All right, guys, I save about $125 a week at least. That's counting if I went to a job every day and spending $5 maybe at like Starbucks drive-through or Taco Bell drive-through for their breakfast, you know, and I'm being conservative by saying $5 for 5 days. And then I did only 2 dinners out at $25. And then I also did 5 lunches, which would be $50, $10 each. That's really conservative. So I'm just saying you could save a lot more than that, probably $150 to $200 a week if you just eat at home. And all of this for all my breakfasts, my lunches, my dinners, my fruit and yogurt and snacks, 3 different snacks if you think about it, 4 different snacks with yogurt, the fruit, the jalapeno poppers I call them, and the hummus. $13.48. That's crazy. That's how you save